Joining us now is Gordon James, who owns Gordon C. James Public Relations. He was also part of the team that put on President Trump's inauguration. Gordon, thanks for the time tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So from what I gather, you've been part of several inaugurations in the past. How is this one going to be so different from years past with the pandemic raging and also that mob attack on the Capitol last week?
Well, I think it was always going to be different with the pandemic. They were never going to be able to have all of the events that we had in 1989 and 2001, 2005. They just weren't going to be able to have the balls and all that. But now that they've closed them all, it'll be a very limited audience to actually watch the inauguration of the president.
And of course, you'll be watching just like all of us. What was your role, I have to ask, Gordon, in Trump's inauguration?
I was a senior advisor, which is a perfect job because you don't get blamed if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we know there's going to be a lot of security measures in place, obviously, for Biden's. But in your opinion, do you even think, as a former advisor, do you think they should be doing anything in person for this inauguration, given the threat and the pandemic?
Well, no. I mean, they're going to have to be very careful that and the Biden-Harris group has been very careful in all of their events to make sure people are socially distanced and masked up. So it was always going to be a much smaller event. I guarantee you, though, that they are planning very hard to make sure that it's secure for everyone that attends and for the new president and vice president. It's a tradition of our country to peacefully transfer power. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen on January 20th.
So it would be your advice to go ahead and do it?
Oh, of course. We have to. They're going to have an inaugural one way or the other. I just think it's going to be a much more low-key affair than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I've been listening to a lot of the experts on TV, and they've been really pushing for the president-elect to do it outside because they say it's so important to show the rest of the world that we do have a transition, a peaceful transition of power. Adding on to that, how do you think security, again, with all the chaos that we witnessed last week at our nation's capital, how do you think security will impact the inauguration? And do you think the president will still either walk or drive? I believe it's Pennsylvania Avenue. I could be wrong. You know, after the inauguration, after the swearing in, they kind of cruise on down. We saw Barack Obama and Michelle Obama in the past actually get out of the limo and kind of walk down to wave to everybody. Do you think that's going to happen this year? No.
The mall is actually closed to attendees. There will be nobody on the mall.
Yeah, there's nobody to wave to.
Yes, the tradition is to join the parade in progress and go down Pennsylvania Avenue and stop in front of the White House. There's a reviewing stand across the street, and to sit in the reviewing stand and watch the parade. The new president leads the parade to the White House. But I don't believe they're even going to have a parade. It's just...
That's one of my favorite parts of the inauguration. Yeah. I love that part when they're kind of driving down. He's going to his new home at the White House. It's just always been one of my favorite parts.
Yes, I believe the parade was up for grabs even before all this happened because of the pandemic.
Are you so happy that you're not part of the plan this year, or do you kind of wish that you could be part of this since it's so different?
Let me tell you, I always feel honored to be asked to be a part of it. And it is an American tradition, and it's how we show the world that we transfer power peacefully every 4 years. And I wish I could be there. I really do. It's really something, and it's a moving experience.
Yeah. Gordon James, thank you so much for your insight tonight. That's good stuff. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.